Those will be the best memories. I just wanna let it go for tonight. That would be the best therapy for me. All the crazy shit I did tonight. Those will be the best memories. I just wanna let it go for tonight. That would be the best therapy for me. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah.
Check. All right, we're back. Just checking the sound right now. There's like a 15-second delay. It's so annoying. All right, hold on. So guess what I got today, boys and girls? I got a third screen. So now I know none of you have been here before, so now it's awesome. I can have the OBS in front of me, so I know what I have to do for adjustments. So like if I'm wanting to show you something, it's not hidden in the corner. It's awesome. The only problem is I had to move the camera over, and it's like millimeters away from the power switch. So if I like just disappear, it's because the power switch got bumped, and yours truly went bye-bye. All right, so what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to another Saturday night of Whitty Reviews of the aftermath of Organization Day. And boy, what a day it has been. What a giant clusterfuck. Rip, 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 Marion County. It is totally over, boys. Totally fucking over in Indianapolis. Okay, so that's what I wanted to know, Brandon. I wanted to know because I saw Niedermeyer. He won, and he seemed like a cool guy. So I wanted to make sure. Because I'll tell you what, Central Indiana is totally screwed, and we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. All right, so if you are not already, make sure you are following Indie Reporter on Twitter. Make sure you're following Whitty Reviews on YouTube, and we're just going to get into it. I'm also going to be on Chris Moore's show at 10 o'clock p.m. I know it's kind of late, but don't you worry. I will be up and we can share it. All right, so what happened today? We had all 92 counties had Organization Day today for Republican and Democrat, and didn't turn out too well, but it's okay. You know, there was already a plan B. There was Plan B where I was like, this is going to be so much more fun if Plan B actually happens. Because I finally, after like 2 or 3 years, finally get a chance to finally do something. Boys, Girls, revenge is at hand. All right, so what happened? I got up early. I had to get up earlier than I normally do, too, which was kind of lame. So I got there around 8:30. I'll just going to tell you my experience with it, and then we're going to talk about the aftermath and what's to come afterwards. And it's not good. So I got there at like 8:30. I was going to get there at like 9 o'clock, but I wanted to see who was going to be in their little cliques and talking with each other. And it was the usual crew, the establishment people, the ship bags. Like Abu didn't show up there until late, and we're going to talk about that little prick in a little bit. But I did not recognize a lot of people there. And I go to these township meetings. Yeah, Plan B is right. Samson option, baby. There are a lot of people that I did not recognize. And the people that I was talking to noticed that too. Like these women look like they just got out of the club. Like they're around, probably younger from Natalie. And my theory is, here's my theory. Julie McGuire has some younger children, like late teens, early 20s, and they all looked around that age. So my guess is that they found friends of Julie McGuire's kids, appointed them at just for this one day. It's like, hey, just spend this one day. We need to have girl power in the Marion County GOP because all those boomers need to punch their dick to something, right? Because they're not going to punch their dick to John. And you saw Natalie, she had the high boots and the short dress too, a shorter dress, and she was just making sure it was goon fuel for the boomers. All right, so yeah, there was a type. Drew is right. There is a type to the establishment. You can tell with the shoes. You can tell with the what was it, the little sweater vest and the shoes. I dressed more establishment, so it looked like I blended in more. And it was like a special day, so I wanted to make sure I wasn't wearing a hoodie and a hat. So, I get there, and I'm just kind of hanging around, and I'm getting mean mugged like a motherfucker. I mean, holy shit. Definitely pass. And, dude, there are a lot of passes there. We're going to talk about Carrasco, too. Holy shit, that chick ballooned up. So, everybody was in their own little cliques, and I was like, oh, no, that guy doesn't like me. That person doesn't like me. Scott Zerzy, who is the Wayne Township chair, who absolutely hates me, won't even say hi to me. I was just like, yep, here's my ID, want my thing, bitty bam. And started talking to everybody, was talking people from Speedway, from Decatur, all over Marion County. Michael Paul Hart didn't want to talk to me, which is fine because he's my enemy anyway. So, felt like I was, yeah, that's fine if you wore a hoodie. Hey, I'm not mocking anybody for what they wore. All right, you can wear whatever you want. I just pointing out that I had to spy on everybody, and I wanted to make sure that people were like, "Who's that guy?" Because that's not the guy who talks shit on the videos. Those awesome videos on YouTube. He looks like one of us. And then they figure out that I'm not one of them. I actually have a brain and a moral compass. And they're like, oh, no. They check the aura. There's an aura check. And they're like, oh, no, this guy has a moral compass and money isn't his god. He's not one of us. We're a Natalie voter. We only believe in money. We believe in cigars. We believe in drinking and having friends, too, which we're going to talk about this prick in a little bit. You should have wore everything. You should have wore the Wookiee costume. So, what happened there? Yeah, here's the other thing. I pointed this out the other day. Like, I know that there are certain people, and you know who you are, by the way, that did not really want to talk to me that much because they know that I am a poison pill, as in, if you are talking to me or friendly with me, it's not going to look good for you. Because any kind of association with me is an automatic bad look for you. And listen, elected representatives, I am completely aware of that. I pointed that out, I think it was last night or last week. And I'm not taking it personally, all right? You all have a political career, and I'm just this lonely plebe that wants to make Marion County better, and I know that most of you don't. And that's fine. Yeah, there's so much Ozempic people out there. Holy shit. So, the whole thing's going on. We're waiting for it to start. everybody takes a seat, and I just wanted to stand in the back and just kind of take the whole survey of the room. Because there was like the common theme of who the fuck are these people? Because I go to a lot of these township meetings. I meet a lot of people. I recognize I'm very good with faces, and I did not recognize a lot of these people, like I said. So that's when, so I don't know what time it started, when everybody started talking, but they brought in, they did it by alphabetical order. So they had Goodwin go in first. They had Cindy Carrasco talk. And she, holy shit, she got fat. Where is it? Yeah. Dude, she ballooned up so bad. I don't know what happened. When she ran for prosecutor, she was like this little thing. And then, I mean, obviously compared to Elsner, she looks like a... But man, holy shit, Carrasco got so fat. I don't know why. Well, actually, I do know why, because that's usually what happens with politicians. Yeah, black pill, baby. Yeah, big time doomer pill today. But don't worry, we're gonna talk about that at the end. So they had Carrasco talk, and then Natalie went up there and spoke, and she did the same thing at that what was it, the Lawrence and Pike and Washington town hall, where she was talking about the babies in the bathtub and talking to the IMPD officer. I'm like, lady, I can't believe you're doing it again. Come up with a new bit. But no, she just had to do it again. And this was like, I was thinking about it. It's like, okay, so the last like 2 or 3 weeks, she fine-tuned the speech because she had the limestone people. I saw Kate there, and I saw Liam there, Liam Putz. Don't you worry, we're gonna talk about him too, because some fireworks happened with that guy and one of John's guys. So they had this time to fine-tune everything, and then Natalie was gonna remember stuff. She's gonna hit her points of where she has to start the fake crying. Yeah, she did the fake crying again. Like, if you were to do it one time, that's fine. But for people like me, people like Drew, that go to these things often, that were following, I only went to 2 of them, but Drew went to more of them, that go to these things often, like, like, okay, you can only pull that one time, but the fact that you did it like 5 times just shows how fake of a person you are. And I wish that people would have understood that, like, how fake Natalie is, that she doesn't care about Marion County. She's even said in the Decatur Township Town Hall that she did not want to do this. And then, you know what? She had to go to church, and then God came by and he went divine intervention and said, Natalie, you must run for township chair or for county chair. And I talked about this last night. It's like, really? Who told you that bullshit? Who told you to say that? Because we both know that you are just a corridor to send in money for whoever runs for prosecutor and whoever runs for mayor. And here's the other thing, too. We called out the, Dave, yeah, good timing, David. I was just going to talk about that. We noted it last night that she had this Marion County Leadership Committee thing. So I'm just going to say his name, Haas. I was talking to Haas. Then all of a sudden I see Kate the Turk, and Haas is like, hey, it points at Kate and goes, hey, I see you have the sign on there. And it says, paid for by the Marion County Leadership Committee. Where is that at? And she's like, I don't know. It's like, lady, you're fucking lying to us, okay? We know that you're lying to us because we called you out. And we know that things get over to you. So that was no surprise, too, that happened. She only said what once? That put the kibosh on it. Oh, yeah. So, she did that. She did her speech, and then John brought in Ken Johnson, which I never even know who Ken Johnson was. All I knew is that he was the church guy for the Colts. And oh boy, he started singing, and I was like, oh no, it's totally over, boys. Not good. Not a good look, because then you don't look serious. If he would have been like, and plus you can't hear anything. Whoever did the whole speaker setup, man, they did an awful job. I was all the way in the back. I couldn't hear shit. And nobody else could hear it either. Like, you have to have your mouth on that microphone. So anyway, I'll tell you in a second. So Ken Johnson did his whole thing. And then, he spoke a little bit too long, which is fine. You kind of have to do your thing. Then, John spoke, and was like something that was a little bit frustrating to me. Was you had like a month to get your whole speech nailed down. You were going to be speaking to everybody all at the same time, people that don't go to the town halls like we do. And this was your one time to speak about what your message was, what you wanted to do with the party. You had 3 minutes. And what did you do? You brought up Elizabeth Williams and her team, and your team, and you just kind of talked. You did what you normally do, but it doesn't work in that setting. And that was and this is not to mock John, because anybody that knows John or spent time with John, that that's what he does. But everybody doesn't understand, like, these are the establishment people. These are the people that care more about money and their projects and how they funnel that money to all their friends. And it's just a giant circle jerk of of shekels and dollars to all their buddies, instead of actually trying to take care of Marion County or whatever area that you live in. And that's the truth. That's 100% the truth. And I have proof, by the way. I have proof. So, John spoke, did his thing. Hold on, let me just make sure. Ken Johnson, Louise, yeah, you had this time to really talk about. This is what I wish he did. Because John wanted to take the high road the entire time. We had so much data on what they were doing with Limestone, with Shreve, with Todd Young, and he had a chance to go up there. Anybody that was on the fence, especially after that Ken Johnson thing, with Ken Johnson singing, which was a terrible idea. I did not expect that. People that I talked to behind the scenes, they told me that was the part where they, who were on the fence, that's why they voted for Natalie, was because it looked like John wasn't taking it seriously. And especially bringing up your team didn't make any sense too. It should have been like, what are you doing? And this is what I wish he would have done. I wish he would have went scorched earth on it. I wish he would have told them, hey, 5 years of Democrat supermajority. And what have we gotten with that 5 years? And I'm not going to repeat it because you guys already know. I wish he would have told them that Natalie's campaign is establishment funded. Her campaign reports are all jacked up, which there's plenty of proof on that. Is that the kind of leader that you want? The person who can't even fill out campaign reports properly? Do you want the person who is so connected to the establishment that that she's not going to help people that want to run for office? And we'll talk about that in a second too. Are you going to want to pick this lady who lives in her $500,000 home in Lawrence or Geist, wherever it's at, who can't relate to the normies? That's what I want to know. What is your message going to be? How relatable are you? Or did you just waste $127,000 on losing to some 23-year-old twink who lives with his parents and has no full-time job? Is that what you wanted? Is that that's your leader now? That's your leader now. And so anyway, Natalie won 282 to 143, but we knew that. Oh yeah, 100%, David. You well said. Natalie will overhaul the Marion County campaign donation laundering machine. You will see Vop Osley style money laundering. Where she's getting the money and then they're putting it in different places. This is what Vop does. Vop will get money and then he'll give it to everybody else. Whoever the gateway is, basically. And then she'll be the distributor of the funds. Actually, she won't. Let's be honest with you. Let's be honest with everybody. She's not doing anything. She is just there to be eye candy for the boomers so she can try and milk more money from these old people. And the worst part about it is she's going to try and feed hope into Republicans in Marion County. He's like, we really got a chance. This is it. We might actually do it if we just come together and then we do it. And, if she really wanted to come together, she would have said, hey, John, you want to be my vice chair. That's what she should have done. But she didn't. And, good on Bortka, by the way, to run for secretary. He really put himself out there, and Allie putting herself out there. Man, what a trooper. Very, very, Allie, if you're out there, I'm very proud of you. I'm happy what you did. And Bortka, obviously, you're the man. Also, I don't know how you have all this time to like develop an app and shit. I was thinking about that today. Like you got a family. How do you have time to do this shit? So anyway, Natalie won, and then Elsner still had to control the meeting. He even said at the podium, "He's like, I'm still going to be hanging around because she's going to need help," which is true. She doesn't know anything about how to run a meeting. She looked like a fish out of water. She wasn't like running all over the place, but she had to have known that she was going to win. They appointed so many people and to the Marion County, and because I think there were, if whoever's in the chat, give me the numbers. Because there were only a certain amount of people. I think there were like, what, 140 people that were actually elected. And then there were like over 100 people that were appointed. I mean, it was just a crazy ass number. Okay, okay, I'm wrong. There were 240-ish people that were elected. And then when John got the list, there was 540. So you had around 200 people that were appointed. Which makes sense if it's going to be 282 to 143. If there were no appointed people, by the way, John would have won 1,000%. What a fucking spanked her, all right? Like absolutely demolished her. But because we have appointees, and this is why Micah won, because the reason why Micah won is I don't think there are any appointed delegates. I think every delegate was filled, and they were all elected, if I remember right. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. And all those elected people wanted Micah. It was close, but that's what they got. And Marion County is just a fucking cesspool of establishment a-holes. The Republicans, for sure. And then Mila Eldridge barely won for Democrats, and she's 100% establishment. So Marion County is officially controlled by establishment. And it's not just that. Central Indiana is controlled by establishment people. Totally rip to Central Indiana. So after that, there was not Natalie took control, and basically had Dave Taylor as their VP because no one else was running for VP. I thought John should run for VP, but it's like he was already. Who cares? There was no way for him to win with that a spread, 140 spread. There was no way for John to win. Yeah, that award was so much. Okay. This is what David Waters is talking about. So the city council goes up to the Republicans. That's a good. I wasn't even going to bring that up, but thank you, David. City council had this like resolution, I think it was, and it was to give Joe Elsner an award. And Joe Elsner was up there talking about all these wins that we had. Hey, we really came close to beating mayors. The mayor's race was really competitive. We gained one on the city council. It was actually by technicality because they redistricted. And so the council gave him his participation trophy, basically. And because Elsner sucks, all right? He's like the worst. People who I've talked to about him don't like him. He's just a literal waste. And I don't know what he's going to do now. He's probably going to work for like Holloway or Hathaway or some consulting firm, some lobbyist bullshit. Because here's the deal. Why you ask? Well, he can start a Harley. That's right. Actually, there's stories that I heard, by the way, about that. I'm not going to get into it, honestly, or somebody's beard. Now, anyway. So, what was I talking about? Oh, the city council, maybe? Who knows? So, yeah, city council won by technicality. So they got Derek Cahill in there. Somebody asked me to, hey, does Mike Dilk ever talk? Actually, you know what? Now that you mentioned that, I'm going to put that in my notes right now that I have to go back and look at 2020 city council meetings. Now that I'm thinking about that, you know who you are. To see if he's ever done anything. If he's actually ever talked. Because I watch them all, and I've never seen him talk. So Elsner got the award for basically doing nothing. Hot lot. Oh, yeah, you're right. Safe and regulated. That's right. Yeah, him and Michael Paul Hart. Which is why Natalie's going to be in there, because they're probably going to push, who knows what, honestly. they're just going to have their fingers in everything, especially with all these county chairs that got appointed. It's just going to get really bad. I predict right now by 2030, 2032, Indiana will be a blue state, and it's all because of you. All because of this these establishment people. Yeah, I saw Michael Paul Hart speak. I don't really care about him. He's my enemy. He's a piece of shit. And he doesn't like to email back, so he's a fucking coward. We got plans for Michael Paul Hart. So, all right. So Natalie won. Elsner took over. Dave Taylor won as VP. At then, I'm gonna bring this up now, only because it's so funny. Where is it? Yeah. So Dave Taylor got cucked in the picture. That's Whitney Peterson and that's Matt Hills. Matt Hills, I think, is like treasurer. Yeah, I think he's treasurer. So, normally when you have your president and your vice president, they would be sitting next to each other. But instead, Dave Taylor got cucked by Whitney Peterson. So your VP is already a little pussy bitch. Shocker, right? It's Perry Township Constable, so I'm not too shocked. I mean, Perry Township is full of cowards and pansies, as they would say. So, what else happened? Yeah, so she couldn't complete the meeting. She did worse than she's going to be worse than Elsner. And here's the big part here's the big takeaway out of this thing. This is not a paid job. I know Elsner got paid from the party. I think he got paid like $50,000 or something, probably more. But like, this isn't a paid job, and she has a family. She has children. She has a husband who's probably not around that much because he's a lobbyist for a healthcare company. Yeah, he spoke today, but because he was forced to. So how involved is she going to be? And then she made like this resolution or promise that she was going to have Drew, I don't know if you were there, whoever was in there, she's made a promise that she was going to have all these seats, all the elections were going to have a candidate in there. So we had 11 open candidates for the city council. And I think there were some for state. If I didn't run, they weren't going to have anybody for state rep against Justin Moed. But we also know Justin Moed. Speaking of, though, Justin Moed, I saw Allie Bartlett there. Holy shit. She looks like crap now. Man, I tell you what, I always talk about how these people don't have a soul in their witches. She went like full witch mode. It's crazy how much she aged. And she's younger than me. It looks like she's melting. Her face looks like she's melting. It's kind of crazy. But she went full witch mode. Where is it? All right, so Abu over here. Natalie going one wine race for GOP chair. I think his wife drove him to the election. Now, somebody said that he was appointed, but I'm pretty sure he was elected. No, not even Ozempic. I promise you. Because she's not fat. It's just like she looks like crap. It looks like she aged 10 years. I think she's like 38, but she looks more like 58. It's kind of crazy. All right, so I wanted to look at the quote tweets. All right, so here's the deal. Yeah, it's a dead-end job. Who's this person? James Ryan. Oh, yeah. So true. So true. You get a like for that. All right, so I understand some of the people. And listen, I like Andrew Ireland. I'm never going to knock that guy. I think he's a stand-up kid. The reason I say kid is because he's younger than me. He's a stand-up guy. But I understand, like, there are people who think that we can be unified. Now it's time to unite our party and work to rescue Marion County from the failures of Joe Hawks and Ryan Mears. She never once mentioned Ryan Mears, by the way, and all her propaganda. Yeah, definitely devil worship. Of all this propaganda that she's put out for the marketing, she never once mentioned Ryan Mears. And there's a reason why. It's because Cam Savage, who runs Limestone Strategies, is friends with Ryan Mears. They're like husband and wife go out to dinner. So, like, I understand it's not just Andrew, too. Like, I understand, I was kind of torn on this whole thing. Was it that he was wanted to be unified, sending a message on that, or sending a message of, listen, I'm part of you guys? Like, I don't know how Andrew voted, to be honest with you. I've never asked any of the elected officials who they voted for. Like, there are some people that I know that voted for John. Like, there are people that weren't publicly endorsing him because they didn't want any heat from the party, and they'd rather just been silent. That's not a hill a lot of elected officials want to die on. No, not like Ariana Grande. No, definitely not. Um, she knew. We both made eye contact, and I was like, because that's not the spot where I can talk shit, And she was there with Madeline Connor too, who used to work for Bose and who's now the what is she doing? She's like communications director for DNR for. Yeah, Speedy's awesome. Yeah, Speedy's awesome. Yeah, shout out to Mike Speedy for sure. Man, that you just made me trust you for sure. And obviously I still have beef with Micah, but people putting their neck out on the line for John sends waves to the entire party. So obviously we know that I've said this before, and Abdul is part of the establishment. So much so that he goes, so what's wrong with being part of the establishment? Well, because we know the establishment doesn't care about making things better. They just want to pocket the money. They want to make sure that the whatever company, and this is the funny part, and we're going to talk about, okay, so Whitney Peterson, who's right here too, that's the treasurer? Secretary. And Whitney Peterson is currently an LA for the Prosecuting Attorneys Council. She's chair for the Marion County Young Republicans, part of the Mitch Daniels Leadership Foundation. Was deputy fundraising director for Chambers for Indiana. Oh, shit. Actually, hold on. I just thought about this. 1 second. I just thought about this because I want to point out who was on that Chambers team. Crap. What the hell was his name? Chambers. Oh, hold on. Why can't I remember? Okay. Hold on. Trust me when I tell you this. This is very important. Where is it? I know I have it right here. Oh, that's how you spell his name? No, it's not. Where is it? All right, hold on. Oh, there it is. Okay. Bam. Bam. Hold on. I got it. I'm almost there, boy. I'm almost there. Why do you got to have such... Oh, it's not that bad. Okay, MO strategies. There it is. MO strategies. That's what I wanted to talk about. Wait a minute, Marty Obst. I gotta find it. 1 second, boys. This is important because it brings everything all together. If I can get his fucking about. There we go. The team. Okay. Boom. All right. So this is MO Strategies. MO Strategies helped out Brad Chambers when he ran for office. Who was the person? Was it Kyle Humphrey was the speaker, and he had to step down so he could help out Brad Chambers. So Marty Obst obviously was the president. Kyle Walker, who was also on there, remember, endorsed Natalie Goodwin. Rob Goad, I don't know who that is, but Matt Huckabee, who's part of the Lawrence GOP, who also endorsed Natalie Goodwin. So we all know that this is all about more strategy groups. This is all about how much more money can be spent. So when Abdul is like, what's wrong with being part of the establishment? Well, because this whole thing is a money grift. It has nothing to do about making Marion County better. Yeah, these people are the fucking worst. They're vultures. They're snakes. And Natalie Goodwin is the mouthpiece now for the county. All right. So, and this was the kind of the funny thing about Rob Kendall, because it shows how much of a piece of shit he is. Turns out running with idiots despised by the people who vote on you and endorsing ridiculous Democrats at their convention and then saying you want to be a GOP chair doesn't go over well. Who would have imagined? That being said, this one is just the status quo of failure. Well, he's half right. She is status quo for failure. But let me point this out to you, Rob. I know that you were at the bowling alley yesterday for the Hammer and Nigel thing. John Schmitz was there. And I asked some people, it's like, hey, did they squash the beef? Did Rob squash the beef with Kendall? And someone told me, he's like, yeah, I think they did. And so what does Rob Kendall do the following day? He does this shit, and it just shows how much of a piece of shit Rob Kendall is. If that you want to talk nice to somebody to their face, and then you come back here, and then you talk crap about them. Go figure that Rob Kendall is a fake motherfucker. And anybody who thinks that Rob Kendall is a nice guy, I just showed you proof of how he isn't. He is a fraud. This whole property tax rally thing is a total distraction. By the way, notice that he's not talking about the LEAP project anymore, and there's a reason why. It's because he's getting info from Democrats. He's getting info from Hope, the Braun Pack people, to make sure that they're putting pressure on the property tax thing, and they never mention LEAP anymore. Why? Because the Hope Pack is part of the Market Red campaign or consulting people. And who's on the Market Red? The Gentrys. Oh yeah, the mayor of Lebanon, and also Josh Kelly. Oh, this chief of staff from Mike Braun. So, if fucking Rob Kendall wants to stop being such a pussy and talk about that, maybe I'll change my tune. But until then, he's a pussy-ass coward. And you know what? All of you can tell him that. And I want to know why he's having a property tax rally on a weekday. Who the fuck is going to go to that thing in the middle of the day on a working day? That's why this whole property tax rally thing is totally fake. It's fake, just like Rob Kendall. God, that guy annoys me. He's totally establishment, by the way. Stop thinking like he's part of the grassroots, because Rob Kendall is only to serve one person, and that is Rob Kendall. He doesn't really care. He just wants to make sure that he gets more airtime, because he's just an insecure little twat. And by the way, I'm still pissed off that you told me you're going to put me on the show and you didn't. That just shows how much of a liar you are too. Go figure that. You want to be nice to somebody's face like John, but then you go and talk shit about him the following day. You know what? John is a badass motherfucker. If he goes out to the Democrat convention and wants to go out there, whip his cock out, and just show it off to everybody, he's like, what are you going to do about it? John went into the lion's den and was going to talk great about him. How awesome he went out there and put himself in danger, maybe physical, maybe not literally, could have been, who knows. But he went out there, and yeah, maybe, I don't know for sure, if he was going to help out Kern, but wouldn't have been a bigger content, wouldn't have been better content, a bigger shit show, a better circus if Kern was going to be the lieutenant governor instead of who was it, Goodwin? Who was it? Terry? I think it was Terry. Yeah, Terry whoever. Yeah, Rob and Abu are both bad guys. They are the enemy, okay? Same with Jim Merritt. Fuck that guy. That guy is a lobbyist piece of shit. So everybody is on notice. Everybody is in my crosshairs right now. The left, the right, Everybody who is a dishonest person is in my crosshairs. Victor Smith, too, by the way, from Bose, the same guy that worked, who's the part of the Braun transition team, like the guy leading it, the guy that probably knows what's going on with Thomas Cook. Yeah, how come no one's hot? Hey, Rob, how come you're not asking Victor Smith what he knows about Thomas Cook? Oh, that's right, because you want to make sure you're still invited to the parties. That's why you want to make sure you're still getting info, whether it's from Micah, whether it's from the Braun team. You want to make sure that you're still connected. Because at the end of the day, Rob cares about Rob. That's it. So, whatever, Hey, what was my point? Oh, yeah, so, Rob, so John goes to the Democrat convention, whether what he was there for not, whatever, if he was there for Kern or not, I don't know. But what I do know is that he's out there in the lion's den talking to people, trying to get familiar with people. Hey, you know what? Maybe the Democrats have gotten a little bit too wild. Maybe you want to vote for Republican. Hey, maybe cutting up children is a bad idea and showing porn to them in schools is a bad idea. Hey, maybe killing babies anytime for any reason is a bad idea. Hey, John goes in there and says, hey, has your party gotten out of control? Why don't you come over here and vote for me then? Maybe he's going into the areas that the Republicans are afraid to go into. Maybe he's doing door knocking where you have to bring a gun or a knife with you. But no, Rob doesn't want to talk about that because Rob only cares about Rob. Pussy ass Rob, bitch ass Rob only cares about Rob and making sure he's invited to the parties. Not even talking good about John, putting his shit out there. But no. Rob only cares about Rob. Abu only cares about Abu. Natalie only cares about Natalie. The Marion County GOP only cares about getting more money from you. If I were to give you any good advice right now, stop voting. Don't ever vote again. Don't ever go to the township meetings again. Let Democrats just take over Marion County. Fuck them. Because that's about what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start voting Democrat because fuck Marion County. And you think that it's going to get any better in Marion County with this chick in charge? No, because she's not really in charge. The people that are behind the scene, the Camp Savages, the Joe Elsners, the Shreves, the Todd Youngs, those people are the people running the show. Fuck them. Wait, let's not even talk about Merritt pushing this bill for people for kids to get encouraged to drink more. Hey, if I drink more, and if I OD or if I get alcohol poisoning, I'll be just fine because I can call the cops. Oh, is that what happened? Yeah. Why am I not surprised? Merritt's just a typical GDP bro, a Todd Young Republican, a Holcomb Republican, just like Michael Paul Hart. So, whatever. It just pisses me off that fucking John goes out there, puts his stuff out there, has spent years now trying to give olive branches to the establishment and saying to people like the Natalie Goodwins out there, hey, we can make the party better. We want the tent to be bigger. Help us out. We want to make things better. But no, Joe Elsner gives us the finger. All the elected officials say, fuck off. Yeah, I know I'm cussing a lot. Hey, Brad. Hey, sorry, Brad. I know I'm cussing a lot, but this stuff just pisses me off so much. And we don't have anybody in there with any passion. And Natalie has the least passion I think I have ever seen. Just a boring, boring woman. And here's the other part. This is the other part that makes Rob so dishonest. He keeps going after Scott Baldwin because the Braun people keep giving him information. Oh, Envoy. Hey, guess you know who else works for Envoy? Schockweiler. Or Schockweller? Schockweiler? What? Schockweiler? What the freak is her name? Schockweiler? Is that what her name is? Someone help me out in the chat. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. Yeah, it is Schockweiler. Elena Schockweiler. Guess who else works for Envoy, huh? Come on, computer, help me out, boy. Oh, No, it was actually Garmog. That's what it was. It was Garmog. He's not just talking about. I think he was talking about Garmog. And who else? The other person that works for Garmog is Shockweiler. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, here it is. It was Brett Clark that he was talking about. All right, so I might have been a little bit wrong, but Brett Clark but then it hasn't gone after Shockweiler. He goes after Brett Clark. Here, let me make my point real quick. He goes after Brett Clark, right, about Garmog, but he doesn't go after Shockweiler. But she's full blown establishment too. Dan Goodwin. Who's that? Who's Dan Goodwin? Is that ginger freak that keeps going after me? That no-soul ginger who keeps going after me. Rand. I think that's D2 Indies Rand. I told him, here, meet me at this place at this time. Never showed up. This is what the problem with all these cowards. All right, so anyway, obviously it wasn't just Ireland too. And like I said before, I'm not giving shit to Ireland. I like the guy. He's like in the top tier of people that I can trust. On March 1st, 2025. I'm just kidding. Okay. So anyway, it wasn't just him. It was also, where is it? Yeah. He had something too. Where was it? Where he's like, oh, we need to unite as well. Oh yeah, there it is right there. Congratulations. Now let's unite and move forward. Like, I think he's part of the Perry Township City Council. And yeah, make sure everybody follows Rand. Okay, so this was funny. So Casey Schreiner apparently is a lunatic. I heard she was. I don't know. I'm not gonna tell you. I don't have any confirmation. But she's definitely a dipshit. So Casey Schreiner goes, oh yeah, young Republicans are leading, not waiting for later, but taking hold of leadership now. After reorg meetings, I've seen 3 young Republicans elected county chair. What makes you a young Republican, by the way? Goodwin's in her late 30s. Clay is in his late 30s. I think this chick is in her late 30s. I believe this lady is the wife of Ethan Lawson. Are we sure they're not brother and sister? Holy shit. Dude, wait a minute. No way. Hold on. Dude, are we sure they're not brother and sister? Hold on. They both have the same, teeth thing. They both have the same eyes. Yo, are we sure we don't have any inbred stuff going on here right now? Boys, girls, hey, I'm not making any claims. Do we have an Andy Nielsen problem here right now? This is, it's Hancock County, right? Is that how they do things in Hancock County? Huh. So anyway, she's the wife of Ethan Lawson. Who's definitely establishment, and Philip Clay is 100% establishment. Yeah. Yeah, rip to Hendricks County, rip to Hancock County, rip to Marion County, Boone County for sure, Johnson County. Omar syndrome. What's Omar syndrome? Oh yeah, yeah, Ilhan Omar. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely Omar syndrome. It could be. So anyway, I will be doing research on Casey Schreiner, for sure. Yeah, Mindy Westrick too. She blocked her tweets, or she blocked everything. That's hilarious. That means they're hiding something. They rebuilt. Oh my God, are you kidding me? They rebuilt the foundation of the Indy GOP, brought legitimacy to our fundraising, and recruited incredible candidates and volunteers. Holy shit. This might be the funniest thing ever right here from Casey Schreiner. You've got to be fucking kidding me. Okay, I'm sorry, Jimmy Bennett. I'm sorry if I'm cussing too much, but this has got to be the biggest joke I have seen. Oh, thank God that Elsner and Mindy have done so much. And what does she bring up? Fundraising. Everything has to do about money. That's it. Hey, how much can you fundraise? And I remember meeting Elsner for the first time when I was running for city council. And that was one of the things, like, how much money can you raise? But that's how all these groups are. It's all about money. How much money can you raise? Not, hey, how many people do you have the door knock? It's about how much money you can give these consulting firms, these strategy people, the media people like Bullhorn or Midwest. Hey, how much money can you use? And I want to point something out too. Hold on. I want to point something out because this is how crazy things are. Hold on. I talked about this with somebody last night. Who did I talk about? Because it's not just about money, okay, morons? And I don't have ad blocker on. All right, so we had Mitch Gore versus Yvonne Metcalf last year. 55-44, a winnable state rep race. And by the way, let's see if I still know. Let's see if I still have this thing. Yeah, here it is.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and ladies and gentlemen of the House. Now I know that
where is it? Okay.
Suicide, 42%.
Okay, what is it? 2 minutes in, 154 in. All right, so this is Mitch Gore talking about the bill not to allow the boys to play in girls' sports. So he had an amendment. He had an amendment where he wanted taxpayers. Yeah, you're not wrong, David. But he had an amendment to make taxpayers pay for funerals if a trans person killed themselves because a boy couldn't play in girls' sports. Here we go.
My amendment would require the state to cover the funeral expenses of any student athlete who dies by suicide when it's shown by a preponderance of the evidence that the provisions of the bill contributed to their death.
There we go. Now, here's a thought, boys. That is a winnable state rep race. And do you want to know why they did not want to put anybody against that? Because Mitch Gore is establishment. There are certain people in the Democrat Party that they do not run people against. Mitch Gore is one of them. Justin Mowat's the other one. And probably might be Victoria Wilburn too. So how much money did Mitch Gore spend? He spent $154,000. And what did he get? 55.8%. Now let's look at Yvonne Metcalf. How much money did she spend? $3,000. And she got 44%. Now, if Natalie's a smart woman, which she isn't, she's going to run somebody against Mitch Gore. 100%. She's going to find a candidate, but she's only going to find somebody who's establishment. She's not going to find an outsider like me, like Yvonne, like Borka, who ran against Blake Johnson. She's going to find somebody like Michael Paul Hart, and I can guarantee you something. Michael Paul Hart will not win. He is in my scope right now because he is such a garbage city councilor and garbage person that won't reply back. So what's next? All right. So and also Elsner, thank you GOP for four fun years. Congrats, Natalie. Excited to work with you. Obviously, you had Nick Goodwin on here, Brian Spalding, which I don't know who this person is. Someone out there might have to help me on who Brian Spalding is. The guy seems like an enemy, so I'm just going to take it as that. Who's this person? Okay, don't care. And obviously you had Nick Goodwin on there. Okay, so we had Jim Sullivan. That's fine. All right, so then we had Carrasco, ballooned up Carrasco, by the way. Holy shit. You know, right when I say that, I bet she's going to go on to the Ozempic. I guarantee that. Yeah, the mailers that Mitch Gore sent about Yvonne were just, you know, but that's par for the course, honestly. For anybody that's ran for an election, they're always going to make fake stuff about you. And then, obviously Nick Goodwin here. Oh, you can't see it. He just says, "Thank you for your leadership." Bullshit. Oh, there. Yeah. And don't forget, he was appointed by Braun to support his transition effort, which, by the way, I mentioned last night. It's just everything is so fake and lame, and I can't stand it. All right. So Leon Putz. This is what happened. All right. I think Haas will be okay with me saying his name. So I'm talking to some people, and then Haas comes up to me, and he's like, so I just talked to Liam Putz. And I go, oh, yeah? How'd that go? He's like, he called me everything under the sun except for a good guy. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? He goes, I was going to talk to Natalie and ask her about I think he was going to talk to Natalie about the Marion County Leadership Committee. And then Putz goes like, no, you're not. You're not going to ask her this. And he starts calling him a fascist and a Nazi and all these other things. And Haas is like, dude, if there weren't all these cops here, I would knock your fucking teeth out. I think that's what he said anyway. Is this the mailer? Oh. Oh, the apartment. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is a bad guy. Who's the lady with him? Wait a minute, that's Warlowski. Hey, isn't that Warlowski in there? Crap. Hold on. I just got breaking news. We just found somebody that I want to talk about real quick. Spalding. Good find, by the way. All right. Brian Spalding. Married to Emily Daniels Spalding. So who's Emily Daniels Spalding? That's what we have to find out too. Greater Indianapolis. Daniel Spalding. Consulting! Worked finance director for Todd Young, finance director for Mike Braun, Luke Messer, Warlowski. Okay, so that is Warlowski then right there. Obviously RIP to Warlowski. And by the way, Warlowski's campaign gave Natalie Goodwin money a year after she died. So it's kind of creepy, to be honest with you. All right, so that's pretty wild. All right, so obviously establishment. It's totally over. All right, so anyway, back to Liam. So Liam starts telling Haas of like, yeah, you and your people are doing these smear videos about Natalie or some shit like that. And I was like, oh, he's talking about me. And this is the funniest part. And I pointed this out so many times. The only time you'll meet a real motherfucker is when they talk shit to your face on the internet and to your face. Now, obviously, it has to be in the right place. Like you're in the Haas wasn't is not an elected or an appointed PC, and he's just there as a guest, so he can't do anything. And I'm there, and I can't make John look bad. So everything leading up to organization day was just to make sure that I can't make John look bad. But now it doesn't matter. Now the handcuffs are off, and now I can talk about everybody. There is no stone that will be unturned. Is that what the word I'm looking for? I'm turning over all the stones, and I'm looking, and I'm finding everything. Whether it's Victor Smith, whether it's Matt Bell, Devin Anderson, I think that's what his name is. All these Bose people, you're all in my crosshairs. I will be doing so much research on you. The LEAP stuff, every Republican is now open to criticism. I don't have to worry about anything, and it feels so good. It makes me want to goon like a boomer. Not to Natalie, obviously. She's expired. So then we had so now we got Liam. So yeah, that whole thing happened. And that was just so funny to me because Liam Putz wants to talk shit to Haas, but then he doesn't want to say anything to me. Pussy. You cowards. You guys are the worst. Thank you. Thank you, Drew. That was good. That was a really good find. That was a very good find. All right, so obviously, who was it? Franklin Township congratulated her. Obviously, we had Lawrence Township congratulate her. Nick Sturgeon, you know, this is the I look forward with you and your leadership time in the incoming. You know, Nick Sturgeon seems like a good guy. I'm not going to talk any crap about him. This is all par for the course and making sure that, hey, you know, because this is where I'm kind of like, I don't know. Because are they doing this because they voted for John and they said, hey, I might have voted for John, but I'm still part of the team? Is Andrew Ireland saying that he voted for John? Is Nick Sturgeon saying he voted for John? We will never know because it was a silent vote. And I know that they'll never tell me. And by the way, if you don't want to tell me, you don't have to. I'm not going to ask because maybe I don't want to know. And it's fine. But like I said, I like Nick. I like Andrew. I'm not going to talk any crap about them. This is just par for the course and letting everybody know, hey, we're all on the same side. We're all elected officials. We're all trying to make Marion County better. Andrew Ireland is trying to make Marion County better. Nick Sturgeon is trying to make Marion County better. You know who's not trying to make Marion County better? Our old fel Goomba Shabazz and Natalie Goodwin. So this was really funny too. Ethan Hatcher. This this is like second tier to the most ridiculous thing that I heard today from Ethan Hatcher, who is a huge libertarian. Jesse obviously lives in Jesse's district. I think ultimately this will put Marion County GOP in a better position than the alternative candidate. Now we need to figure out how to get rid of Mears. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen, Ethan. Am I like the only smart person that understands like you're never going to beat Ryan Mears when you have Cam Savage who's friends with him? I thought the Carrasco campaign hit all the right notes. She didn't. She was an awful candidate about the importance of law and order, but still failed. Yeah, because we have a bunch of morons in Marion County, and the dipshittery is spreading into the outside counties, and these establishment county GOPs do not care. They're all in their castles. They're all in their own separate areas away from the bullshit. As long as they make money, they don't care. How do we get a win? And by the way, we're gonna be bookmarking this because when next year happens, I'll be like, hey, I thought you said Natalie Goodwin was a better pick. Hey, I thought you said that we got a chance. All right, well, whatever. Ethan Hatcher, dope. But I was just, I decided to look up like what people are talking about in the Marion County GOP. This is so based. Yeah, Marion County GOP establishment succeeded in appointing more PCs than what got well, it's actually what got elected. Oh no! Oh no! No way! There's no way! Dude, I saw Cam Savage talking to Shreve, by the way. You're not wrong. He is a fat ass. Birdie Jane. Oh no. Okay, you're gonna get a follow back. That sucks. Madison County won all 4 positions here in Madison County or the establishment. That sucks. That sucks. Anyway, and then Cindy Carrasco, political Emily. I don't know who this person is, but they love Brian Spalding. This chick looks like she's like 12. But she loves Brian Spalding. It might be, you know what, maybe not 12, but definitely younger. Could be a side piece. Could be Brian Spalding's side chick. Because we know this happens all the time. It happens with elected officials. It happens with consulting people. Yeah, I'll give this guy a follow. Screw it. He doesn't follow me, but I'll follow him. All right. Thank you for your leadership and hard work for our party, Joseph Elsner, and obviously retweeted Casey Schreiner. So proud of you, Natalie. So proud of you. All right, next. Okay, so this is about as based as you can get. Attention, Hoosiers. This is Indiana GOP establishment stacking the deck in their favor, asking for unity while gloating as sore winners. The only reason why those 4 people won, by the way, is because of the appointments. They didn't win because of elected officials. They won by, like what he said, stacking the deck in their favor. They can't win. These people cannot win unless they appoint people that will vote for them. The elected I will bet money on this. I'll throw $1,000 on it right now. That if we had an election right now, the elected PCs would have voted for John. That's why I don't think people appointed should be able to vote for this thing. But hey, whatever. This one's safe. I can promise you this one is safe. This account is safe. And I'm never gonna that Ethan Hatcher thing. I'm never gonna forget. I should screenshot it just in case he deletes it though. But yeah, Hoosiers against liberal theocracy. There's two people that I recommend I recommend you follow. It's that guy. That guy is pretty based, and also R. Ann Franco. Totally based people. Give them a follow. Where is it? Okay. But they're right. Whoever runs this account, because everybody thinks that everybody thinks that I'm everybody. You're like the Spider-Man meme where we're pointing at everybody. But yeah, like I said, these people can't win unless they cheat. They're Biden voters. They're Hillary voters. And that's the truth. These are the people that call people like me or John or Drew or even D2 Indy, Waters, the deplorables, the outsiders, the unsullied, I guess, I don't know, the unclean, as the children would say. They can't win in a fair contest. They have to cheat. And it's so funny. You know, I still laugh at this. Where's the green line at? Hey, where's the green line at? Hold on. Let's do the green line. That person looks like Scott Pressler. Does that not look like Scott Pressler? Do you guys know who Scott Pressler is? Whitney Peterson looks like Scott Pressler. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Am I not right? Hey, am I not right? I'm just saying. Scott Pressler right here. Whitney Peterson right here. I'm just saying, okay? Don't get at me. I'm just a messenger. All right, but let's look at the green line, boys. God, the double chin's is already kicking in for Natalie, huh? Not a good look, boys. All right, so we got. Hold on. Is that it? I think I got it right there. Okay, there we go. That's perfect. And then what do we got for here? I'm good, right? Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm right. I'm totally right. The green line is totally on point right now. Cuckle doodle doo, boys. Matt Hills, yeah. Chad. Scott Pressler, yeah. Dave Taylor. Not only do you get put into the cuck lineup, but the green line does not match up. Sorry, but not sorry. Rip to your manhood, Dave Taylor. I know I'm going to have to be careful now because they're going to probably pull me over for no reason. All right, I'm calling this right now. Either I'm going to get black bagged, I'm going to get like Hillaried, or I'm going to get pulled over by IMPD for some reason. They're probably tailing my house right now. By the way, the passcode is bootylicious. All right, next. Okay, so what happened with the outside counties too? Can't forget to talk about that. Hamilton County, Mario and Stephanie in Hamilton County. I don't know any of these people, by the way. All I know is anybody who wears, hey, Drew, am I not right? Anybody who wears this kind of outfit, this vest thing, they're automatically establishment. And they're bringing a little sippy cup too. Okay, so I don't know who these people are. Okay, can somebody help me out with this whole thing? This looks like Savannah Kernstein. Saw her too. She didn't want to say hi though. Shocker. Does anybody know who these people are? We got a Mario. It's a me. And we got Stephanie. I don't know who they are. I'm not familiar with Willis for Westfield. Ugh, gross. Oh, I don't follow this guy? All right, we got to follow this guy. Grindstone. All right, so I don't know who these people are. Someone help me out if you don't mind. And then Carrasco was congratulating Johnson County. Beth Boyce. I don't know who the vice chair is, though. but I do know Beth Boyce is a completely establishment. So, you know, the outside counties are totally screwed. Johnson County, I mean, it made it very clear with Schreiner. Fuck it. Whatever. I did here. Like, Marion County screwed. Hancock, Hendricks County's totally screwed. For those who don't know, Philip Clay, he's the establishment pick that was going to try and primary Mike Young. And Mike Young is pretty based, all right? I had a problem with him at the very beginning, not for any reason of him, but of somebody else. And then when I was going to vote for Philip in the primary. I even told him that, hey, I'm going to vote for you. I don't like Mike Young that much, and I liked what he was saying. And then this whole Indianapolis Fire Department thing happened. He's like, no, we need to merge everything. He was very pro merging government entities like the township, Wayne Township, Decatur Township, Pike Township, and even Democrats were like, we don't want to be merged with IFD. But then Philip Clay was like, no, we should merge everything together. Because Philip Clay, if you don't know, is an establishment. He was picked by the establishment, and he believes in the one world government where there should just be one person and one entity, so there's no competition at all. You're basically handcuffed to that one world government entity, whether it be IFD, whether it be IMPD, whatever it is. And that's my problem with Philip Clay. And the people that were backing him too, whether it's, and I like Will Schroyer. That's the thing. Like, he's never done me wrong, but we also know like he's part of the establishment. No offense, Will, but we know who your allies are. All right, so got mogged, blah, blah, blah. Oh, so also, Democrats had theirs, like I said earlier, and they got Mila Eldridge. And Mila Eldridge, who is the establishment version of Natalie Goodwin, but for the Democrat Party, she was running against Annette Johnson, who is like the John Schmitz, and then Dana Black, who is very far left. Now, I think Annette Johnson would have won but Dana Black. So imagine this. This is like when there's a libertarian in there, likes to screw up the election. And so you have let's just say it. Mila Eldridge would be the Democrat, Annette Johnson would be the Republican, and then Dana Black would be the libertarian. Even though Dana Black is very hard left. So I heard according to this, it was kind of close. They took a long time. And then Dan Parker was asked who the mayor would like to see be elected party chair, and his response was, I'm not going to answer that. Like, what are you, fucking dumb, Peter? Actually, you kind of are. Yeah, so he's hearing rumblings that Mila Eldridge has won enough votes to re-election. Nothing official yet. And then she ended up winning. Shocker, right? Okay, so this is what I wanted to get to, is this Mark Warner guy. So Justin George over here, sounds like a good win for Justin George, good guy from what it seems like. He goes on to Abu's page and says, a good win for the establishment. You familiar with RM Conservative? He's great. Goodwin's win isn't good for the grassroots. More of the same old bullshit establishment stuff, which he's wrong. He's not wrong. He's 100% right. The grassroots do not benefit from this. The grassroots will lose. So this is Mark Warner. Justin, how long have you lived in Indiana? Also, how long have you known Natalie? I've lived here for 20 plus years and traveled the state extensively with many candidates. I poured my heart and soul into the party. Very important. I poured my heart and soul into the party. It's all about the party, protecting the shield, bending the knee to the party. It's all about fucking sucking the Republican Party's cock. That's what it's all about. I've known Natalie and her husband for several years, and she will do a great job. Well, yeah, you want to know why? I'll get to that in a second. I don't remember seeing you at the caucus this morning. Pro tip, if you want to get involved, you should reach out to Natalie and tell her that. This guy is a freaking moron. This guy's a dipshit. I don't know where this guy looks like a fucking clown. Vigo GOP secretary. Oh, yeah, that guy's definitely sucking the balls of the establishment. So anyway, I respond, of course you know them. Her husband is a lobbyist and you are a consultant. Yeah, I was at the caucus. How many appointed PCs were there? So right off he goes. Then instead of answering the question of how many appointed PCs there were, what did he say? Hold on. He goes, yeah, it sucks making money, having friends, and hanging out the cigar bar. So that's what your life is about. You just, and this is my whole point of all these jerk offs. And by the way, I am right. If he works for Ascent Strategic, these are the people that are helping Vivek's campaign too, which I am a very anti-Vivek guy. I think Corey Wood's on here. Yeah, this prick. This guy wanted to be all tough on the internet, and then I tell him, all right, pick a time and a place. And guess what happened? He's like, oh, you want to have a date with me? Yeah, because all these people want to talk shit behind a computer, but they never want to do it in somebody's face. And I have challenged so many people. Hey, you want to talk crap to my face? Tell me a place. I'll be there. Which is the truth. So anyway. This this Rocky Road motherfucker, Mark Warner. Yeah, it sucks making money, having friends, and hanging out at the cigar bar. So, like I said, it's all about money. Go figure. It's why Natalie was voted in. So she can use the candidates to make more money for Limestone and Bullhorn. Tell us, Mark, if Natalie is such a good chair, will she tell us how many appointed PCs were at the caucus? And I want all of you to email Natalie Goodwin and ask her that. Should we give her, actually, I think everybody has her phone number too. Actually, hold on one second. I think I was getting a text from her. Because she said, you can message me anytime. You can call me anytime. Where is it? I know I have, because I was getting all her messages too, which was very annoying. Is this it? No, that's not it. Oh, no, I think I deleted all of it. Oh, no, I think I deleted all of them. Yeah, I cleaned up my text messaging. Oh, no. Hey, somebody, I know someone has the email. Post, if you got it, post the phone number in the chat. And post the email in the chat, too. Because I did not get any of the emails. In fact, my old phone number is still on there, and my old email is still on there. So this is why I don't get any of this stuff, probably too, because they have all my old stuff. Because I don't want to get constantly loaded with all this crap. All right, so this was my point about Rocky Road over here. This has everything to do with money and nothing to do about making Marion County a better place to be at. We see, what have I constantly said, and I wish John would have made this point. 5 years of Democrat supermajority, 5 straight years of 200-plus homicides. Over 10,000 people have left since 2020. We can't even get our residential roads plowed. The administration has constant turnover. Nobody has trust in any of the leadership in the GOP. I don't. The only people that do are the establishment. So Philip Clay, Holly Lawson, Natalie Goodwin, whoever's running Boone County and Johnson County, which we only know one person. These are all the GDP pro people that are pro-tax, pro-taking people's land so they can put some data centers or some energy subsidy, whether it's wind, whether it's solar. And all they care is, and when they ask you about it, it's like, what, you don't want money? You don't want money? Why wouldn't you want this ugly-ass solar farm right behind your property? What, you don't like money? And that is their God. They can say that they are Christian all they want, but money is their God. They don't care about communities because whatever community they're in, their little area, their little precinct is probably okay. So they'll just stay home. They'll go downtown to have, Ruth Chris or Harry and Izzy's or whatever steak joint is over there. But at the end of the day, all they care about is how much money their consulting people can make. All they care is, hold on. As how much their consulting people can make, Mark Warner. They want to know how much money the average person is going to donate to their candidates, and they'll use this propaganda machine, this marketing machine. They'll tug on your heartstrings, the weaponized empathy, and they'll just say, hey, we got a chance. We got a chance to win. Well, I'm here to tell you right now, Marion County and a countywide election, you do not have a chance at all. 100%. The Marion County is dead. And right now, the vultures like Mark Warner, like Cam Savage, Bullhorn, the people like Reagan Gamache and Brian Gamache, these are all the people that just want to pick off whatever carcass is left of Marion County so they can get their own. And that's the truth. You know what's really sad about all this too? All these women that are having children that are involved with this thing, like they're going to be teaching their children, like, yeah, fuck your community as long as they're making money, which is the saddest thing ever. Because I saw a bunch of prego chicks over there at the caucus. I'm like, oh, you're totally going to twist your children's brain into thinking like, hey, who cares if there's a data center, and hey, you know, who cares if you're going to have this SMR that's not going to be ready at least for 7 to 10 years, and who cares if you're going to have some bullshit carbon sequestration thing like that fat ass John Ford put in there that was just a terrible idea, and now he's part of the Mike Braun team. Yeah, who cares about that? As long as we're getting money, right? That's all that matters is money. Their God is money. They have no moral compass, and that's the truth. So it's like these people don't care about making Marion County better. That's not their primary focus. Their primary focus is how much money can we get from these people? How many politicians can we buy? And bills that we can push. How many Ed Solidays and Jim Pressels can we get into the IGA? And we already see this with Ethan Lawson, with who's the other guy? The Schockweiler. Who was the other one? I just brought it up the other day. Crap. He's part of the Holcomb team. I don't know. It doesn't matter. You know, people like Abu obviously are part of the establishment, and he's admitted it. Rob Kendall is part of the establishment, merely because Rob only cares about Rob, and that's the truth. So where do we go from here? Oh yeah, Jimmy Bennett. I want to know how many appointed PCs were at the caucus today. That's what I want to know, because I guarantee she's not going to answer back. None of these people ever answer back. Email her, call her, I don't care. But you know what? I guarantee you, Jimmy Bennett, weren't you the one that contacted Elster like 4 times to try and get the rules for the Franklin Township GOP club? Was that you? I think that was you. So what do we do? I'm gonna be doing Chris Moore's show in a second, and at 10 o'clock, I'll put the stream on my Facebook and my Twitter. I'm just going to rant for like the next 10 or 15 minutes. But like, what do we do now? Because Marion County's dead. Well, I have a proposition for you. Drew, our friend Drew over here, 8 times? 8 times? Holy crap. 8 times? I thought it was 4 times. Jeez, 8 times. So, okay. So Jimmy Bennett in the chat. He contacted Joel Elsner 8 times because he wanted to get the rule book for the Franklin Township GOP. Never responded. And I have a feeling, I mean, if Natalie even responds back to you, that will be a plus. Her actually having the answers will be surprising. That's for sure. Oh, I want to talk about this real quick. So, Hoosiers against liberal theocracy. He brought this up. Because I know there were over 100 people that were, it was actually more like 250 people that were appointed, and they did not want to release of who the appointed, when they got appointed, because the deadline, yeah, he has the emails. He has the emails, folks. I got the papers. We know that there were 200 plus people that were appointed. From December to February, because John got the list like 2 weeks before this organization day. So we know that actually it was probably it probably was in December, probably even might have been before that. That means, but they know that John was running for county chair, so they had to find 200 plus people to appoint. So whoever they picked was going to be county chair instead of John. But here's my point: they can't win a fair and square match. They have to cheat. And if Natalie actually responds with the correct answer, this is what we want to know. Jimmy Bennett, this is what we want to know. We want a list of all the appointed people and when they were appointed. All that shit should be recorded. Otherwise, we're just going to call it that you're fake and you're a fraud, which we already know Natalie is. We know that Elsner is too. That's what I want to know. But Hoosiers against the liberal theocracy, he had an interesting point. How about a bill to prohibit appointed PCs and vice PCs from, well, you appoint your vice PC. That's the thing. Vice PCs are not elected. But I would be okay if only elected PCs were able to vote. That's the truth. So I thought, we all thought it was just party rules, but he said Indiana code gives power to parties for internal governance, which we already know. Also, the Indiana GOP Rule 1-2 notes that a statute will prevail should there be any conflict with the party rules. Parties get their power from the state code, but state code is what needs to be changed. All right. So, well, that's a slippery slope too, by the way. But here's the point. We know that that is when John called me to tell me I was appointed to Washington. Oh, okay. My whole point on this thing is, like, I know some people are not going to be able to be actually elected PCs because there are multiple, depending if like you're in a really red area, like you're going to be running against other people. However, this is just my opinion. We saw what happened with the appointments, and this is awful. So I think only elected people should be able to vote for PC. I know all you appointed people out there might have that problem, but the reason why, I mean, at least there's a vice PC. We know what your role is in case that you can't, the regular PC can't be there to vote or help out. You know, that would just have to change with the rules. I know that's going to be like an unpopular opinion, but that's just my opinion. Especially with, we know how bad they rig things. And am I not right, though? Am I not right when I say if the delegates were appointed, Micah Beckwith would not be lieutenant governor. Julie McGuire would be. And I know that there are people out there, elected officials out there, that say, hey, I think the governor should just appoint the lieutenant governor. They want it to be where, like, it's the, then why even have a treasurer? Why not appoint the treasurer then? Why not appoint the Secretary of State? Why not, what's the other one? The clerk? I don't know. No, Secretary of State, assessor, and I don't know. Why not the comptroller? Why not just appoint all those people then? Why don't we just get rid of those elections? Then we don't even have to worry. Just have the governor appoint all these things. I mean, that's what the president does, right? That's where he got rid of the Secretary of Education. Why even have voting for whoever becomes county chair? They should just appoint their vice chair and their treasurer and their secretary. Why not just do it that way then? Because the will of the people. But all right, so here's my proposition to you. And Drew knows all about it. Don't worry, you can go back and watch the replay, Corey. This is well, actually, you're probably in the best part. Here is my proposition to all of you Republicans out there that are just tired of this shit. Is hold on. No. Is hold on. All right. Ran over my cord. The GOP is dead. That's the truth. All these townships don't go to the meetings anymore. If you really want to stick it to them, you have two options. Start voting Democrat, which is kind of a dirty business, or join the Libertarian Party. Those are really your two options. Me, I'm going to choose the latter. Because at least we're starting, the Libertarian Party is basically dead in Marion County. It is and Corey can attest to this too. It is a blank canvas and is open for business. And if more, we can overtake the Libertarian Party and make it our own. We can do whatever we want, basically. We can appoint our president, our vice president, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, I know. Me too, Jimmy. I know. Me too. But this was really the last straw. It was disheartening. It was a killer for our heart. It was just every bad emotion that you can think of. It was the biggest doomer pill that you could think of. Because we all live here. We all have to deal with this crap. And like our chair now lives in some $500,000 castle in Geist, and it doesn't care about anything that we want to make better. She doesn't care about olive branching. I mean, look at Wayne Township, for example. Wayne Township is not going to have any meetings anymore. They have one scheduled for the 27th, and no one's going to show up to it. I'm not showing up to it. It's not broadcasted. I mean, I help run the Wayne Township GOP on Facebook. I think we should just delete it. So, John, if you're listening, we should just delete the Wayne Township GOP because they're not going to do anything. It's basically dead. And Natalie Goodwin is not going to hold any of these people accountable. People like John and his attitude towards things than they do the current Wayne Township chair. He doesn't do shit, and he definitely doesn't like me. The problem with running as independents is that you have to get a bunch of signatures. At least as a Libertarian Party, you don't have to get the signatures, and we can just make it our own. So this is my offer to you, everybody. Give me a little bit of time, and if you want to help me overtake the Libertarian Party, and because it's not revenge, but it's justice for the party to totally screw us over. That's totally screwed us over. And that's 100% the truth. We have been fighting this battle for the last couple of years. I've thrown $10,000 away, and I couldn't even get an email from HRCC. Allie Bartlett, who is a Republican, was helping my Democrat opponent. Madeline Cowner, who is the communications director for the DNR, she was helping. She's great friends with Justin Moed. Obviously, they're not going to get kicked out of the party. We got a Wayne Township chair who doesn't do shit. Really, the only Decatur is the basically the last surviving maybes that are only slightly compromised. Franklin's dead. Perry's dead. Washington's dead. Pike is dead. Warren's dead. Lawrence is dead. And when I say dead, I mean like they're completely compromised by the establishment. There's no way to win, and this is the realization of all of this. There's no winning. This is just about fighting back now, and just proving a point, and making them spend all their money because we can. As libertarians, you are automatically getting to the 2 to 3% of the vote. Now, if you run a better message than Republicans, you can get more of that. Rainwater is a perfect example of that. And I will tell you what, these Republicans that run have a terrible, terrible message. They sit on their hands all day and don't do shit. When's the last time that you've seen any town forum from a Republican, except for Josh Bain? He's all right. Josh Bain's good. He's fine. Yeah, Scott Z is the Wayne chair. He fucking hates me, by the way. So some of these elected positions are not bad to get. Here, let me point it out. Yeah, I still have 20 minutes left. Let me point this out. Let me tell you the closest one that we do right now. And all we need, I don't have an ad blocker. Michael Paul Hart is probably the easiest one to take out. He barely won his city council election. He obviously lost his run for state rep because Mitch Gore sent out a fake. Oh, that was in 22. I don't know how much he spent in 23. Well, Michael Paul Hart would be the easiest one. And right now, he's the minority leader for the city council. So if you take out the leader, everybody else will fall. And you automatically strike a dagger into everybody else. Who else? There's only like 5 people. I don't know. Brian Maury. You can run him. No one's running him against a Democrat is the problem. There's no Democrats. This is very true. You can tell who the establishments are. Paul N.A. and Brian Maury did not have an opponent. Mike Dilk and Cahill did. Paul Hart did, and Bain did. So Mike Dilk, there's 65-34, which he doesn't do anything. You can just smear Mike Dilk. We can make mailers of him just playing on his phone during the city council meetings or looking like he has fallen asleep and ask the Republicans, when's the last time that you have been able to contact Mike Dilk? And you can send a bunch of emails his way. I've sent emails to him, never heard anything back. I don't want to do Josh Bain. Where's the other one? There's Paul Hart, Bain. Anna didn't have anybody run against them is the problem. Crap. So Bain is at 62, which I think we should leave him alone. Cahill is at 61. And Paul Hart is at 53. So if we were to put our chips into some of the stuff, we would go after Paul Hart and Mike Dilk. Hold on. What Dilk get? 64? Yeah, maybe Cahill. I kind of like Cahill. He's all right. He has some terrible fucking ideas sometimes, but overall, he's not terrible. The problem is like all these people. Oh no. Are you watching right now, John? Oh no. I can't answer the phone right now. I'm live right now, John. We have to go Samson option on the party. And now some of you are like, see, this is what he was going to do. This is what John and all his misfits were going to do. No, actually, we weren't. We wanted to help. We wanted to make the party better. The problem is all these Republicans right now aren't saying shit. They're staying quiet, and I don't know why. And if you want them wound up, you're going to have to give them competition. Michael Paul Hart is a betrayer. He totally voted for Natalie. I will never trust that he can say whatever he wants, but he totally voted for Natalie. Todd Young, Holcomb Republican. You want to go after the leader? You want to go after the guy who's running the show? You go after Michael Paul Hart. If he's running for state rep, we run a libertarian against him. You want to go after him for city council? Run a libertarian against him. Because libertarians, there are more Republicans, at least in Marion County. Well, actually, depending where in Marion County, okay? Like Mark Renhenselberger. He almost took out Kristen Jones. Actually, I was wrong. Okay, I was wrong. But still, he didn't spend a dime. And he took look, he got 3% and he did not spend a dime on the fucking state rep. Yeah, the party isn't going to do anything. They are just the status quo. So that's pretty much what you do. Yeah, that's basically what you do. Hold on, I want to see this because I saw 132. He doesn't have his campaign reports out there. That's bullshit. Oh, that's bullshit. That's fine. I don't know how much these people spent. I was trying to see. That's all right. That was during the primary. So yeah, that is my proposition to you. It's not about winning anymore because Marion County has already lost. This is about justice. This is about setting the point, making the point to the Marion County GOP. Now I know, here's something that Abu said. Where is it? Hold on. Oh, there it is. Feeling vindicated. See, this is the kind of shit. This is the reason why you want them to lose. Feeling great and extremely vindicated after today. The cheat sheet is something else. That had your cheat sheet had nothing to do with Natalie winning. It had everything to do with appointed people. This is why anybody who's friends with Abu is an absolute dope. All right, what did he say? I think this was it. Wow, is she 18 yet? That's actually kind of funny. Okay, so yeah, here, rumor has it, Schmitz said if he lost, he would form a third party. Let's see if he keeps his word. But Indiana already has an established right-leaning political party for people who don't mind losing every election. Well, the Libertarian Party, and there we go. David Waters is signing up. There we go. All we have to do is just run people against them. We have to just make them spend money. This has nothing to do with winning or losing. You could literally be a camp. Here, let me point this out to you, okay? Crap. I want to point something out to you because of how little you have to do as a libertarian. They do not spend money. What did I do? How did I did the math on this thing. I wish I don't have it anymore. Mark won, or Mark had, I still, oh yeah, okay, here we go. Mark got 429 votes without spending a single dollar, without knocking a single door, without having a single door hanger, any media, nothing. And he got 429 votes. He got almost 3% with doing zero. Now, if you were to have someone like, and we know right there, right away, you would take 3% away from Michael Paul Hart or whoever. And if we know that Marion County is turning more blue by the day, we already know that. More Republicans are leaving whenever they get the chance and are moving to the outside counties. And what's flooding in more? More Democrats as people, there are, people, I don't know, transplants. Transplants are moving into Indianapolis. We don't these people that are moving to Indianapolis they don't live in Johnson County or Hendricks County. You're like, you know what? I'm going to move to Marion County. That seems like a really cool place to be at. And then they see some hobo jerking off on the steps of a church. They're like, just my kind of people. Those are Democrats for you. True story, by the way. That happened. And but this is the point. It's about just setting the mood. We're not taking any more prisoners, no more quarter, no more high road. This is it. And I know some of you are like, well, maybe we'll give them one more shot. Look what has happened in the last 4 years. And all of you saying is like, well, maybe we should just, get more PCs in there. And then, maybe we'll primary some people. Dude, that is a pipe dream. We saw that in 23. We saw that in when I ran, when all of you ran. There's no way, because the establishment is so powerful. The only thing that you can do is just burn it. Is just burn it down. And I will be happy. I will be happy to set the. I will be happy to lead that torch. By the way, and we have to get ready for a libertarian mayor, because we need somebody, not saying who, but we need somebody that's willing to call both sides out every second of the day, every chance that we get. Rainwater did a piss poor job on calling people out. He had so much ammo. He was on Rob Kendall's show. He could have easily told Rob Kendall, was like, yeah, it was a long time ago. Who gives a shit? I paid off my debt. What about the whole bankruptcy thing? That's my whole point. And I know some of you are like, I don't know, Whitty. That feels just so dirty. Well, maybe. But we're going into the trenches. We know the grassroots people strive in the trenches. Look at the comments on Abu's page on Facebook. Look what me and Drew and Waters and all these people that were pro John, they were sticking up for John, and they were just mogging the shit out of Abu. Now, imagine if we were doing that to the Republican Party. And every time that someone was like, and every time they were doing bad, we're like, hey, wait, I thought your new GOP chair was going to be able to get more people in there. Oh, there's where something too. Yeah, where's all the money going? Hey, everybody's property taxes are going up, and then we can call people out on their campaign reports, on their GOP chair, on the Franklin Township stuff, the Cindy Mowry stuff. They're going to have to listen because the Libertarians would be the third party, and then we just spread it with like wildfire. It's like, oh, you're going to be voting for this person? Oh, you mean Abu? Wait a minute, you mean Abu, the person that said that they were friends. This is their favorite township chair, and it was Cindy Mowry, the same person that used taxpayer money to do repairs to her own home. Oh, that's your friend? That's her favorite township chair? Okay, that's fine. Hey, go for it. Oh, wait a minute, she's still part of the club too? Oh, who else is part of the club? Oh, that's interesting. So you just do it. Just like what Abu was doing, guilt by association. That's the game you want to play, and we constantly attack Abu too, 24/7, all the time. All his bad takes, all his bullshit cheat sheet crap. Every second that we get, we will go after Abu. And him saying, "What's wrong with being part of the establishment? Oh, what's wrong with being part of the establishment? As long as just like Mark Warner said, right? Hey." Making money, having friends, and hanging out at the cigar bar. Hey, that's what this is all about. Hey, what's wrong with being part of the establishment? That's all I'm saying. These people right now hate you. They want you to die. They want you to bend the knee. These are the same people that used weaponized empathy to wear a mask, to get the vaccine, to make you close up your business, to make you a prisoner in your own home. People like Abu, people like Mark Warner, people like Corey Wood, all these people, they're all in the same group. Right here, the Leanne Putz, the Nicholas Goodwins, the Joe Elsners, the Cindy Carrascos, the Jim Sullivans, the Casey Shriners for sure. They don't care about you. Yeah, I know. Vop found the cheat code, to be honest with you. And I've been saying that for a while. Vop is the money laundering man because he made his own pack. So unless the lawyer's going to go after him, he's going to be able to hide whatever he wants. But that is what I offer to you. That is my proposition. Are you tired of getting fucked over constantly? Do you want to vent a little bit? Do you want to have justice? That's all I'm offering to you. Your time, if one could say, hey, you know what? Your time for revenge is at hand. And I know some of you are watching this thing. You're like, Whitty has lost it. No, I've been thinking about this for a long time because I knew what the outcome was going to be. Because the deck was totally stacked against the grassroots. Micah was an anomaly. We will never have another Micah because of some of the rules that we were abiding by. I hate to tell you, it's the truth though. All right, so if you're interested, contact me. But I know what road I'm going to be on now. I think the next meeting is March 19th, I think. I'll double check for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's March 19th. And if you're interested in the Libertarian Party, if you just want to take a little bit of a peek, message me. You guys know how to get a hold of me. Dude. So, all right, I think that's all I got. I think I'm done ranting. If you want to check out me on Chris Moore's show, I think what is it, on Soapbox something, PSB. Yeah, there it is. This will be on at like 10 o'clock. Where is it? I'll put the link in the chat. If you want to, I should be on there at around 10 o'clock, give or take a few minutes. Just saying. I'm just saying. I wish I could read. I don't know if there's any Facebook chat either. If you're on Facebook, good luck. I didn't read a damn thing that you wrote. Well, let me just check real quick. All right. Yep, that's it. All right, boys and girls. If you're interested, give me a ring. Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate that. But I'll be still having a Tuesday show. If John kicks me off, I'll be still having a show, whether it's on Tuesday. Maybe it'll just be Tuesdays, and maybe I'll make it Wednesday. No, I won't make it Wednesday. But I'll still be having the Saturday show, and I'll still have the Whitty reviews, whatever day, whatever show, or whatever day it's on. Yeah. So I'll still have Whitty reviews no matter what. And the Saturday show every Saturday at 8:00 p.m. I might not have one next week. Might be going out, but who could say? All right, everybody. I love you. You guys have a good night. We'll lick our wounds, and I'm just saying, just think about it, okay? Just think about it. It's been a rough day for a lot of us. Let it soak in. Just think about it. If you're still if you guys think you can still fix it, I'm happy for you. All right. I hope that you guys can fix it, but it can't be fixed. This is just one of those